good, YouTube? It's your boy Cass here, and we are here to go over the New England Patriots and why they will win the Super Bowl in 2022. We're gonna go from the quarterback position. Yes, guys, I do believe that Cam Newton will be the starter this year. You want to know a real good reason reason why? Go watch the Colin Cowherd thing that he did earlier yesterday, and that is an incredible overall look at it. But let's go over this entirely. Cam Newton is going to be the starter this season. Mac's going to sit behind him. I could see Jarrett leaving because I think Jarrett still has ambitions to play somewhere where he can try to compete. So I think I could see him wanting to get out, get traded or something. Cam is going to be the starter. I feel like this guy right here, Damian Harris, is prone for a breakout this year. He's got two guys behind him that can lighten the load on him too, with Sony Michel and James White. James White's been on the Patriots for what seems like 20 years now. And not only that, they also brought in Nelson Agholor, Kendrick Bourne to go with Jacoby Myers to also fit with N'Keal Patrick-Harry. N'Keal Patrick-Harry is on the brink of being known as an NFL bust. So he very much needs to ramp up his production. And also we look to see more offensive help from Gunnar Orlovsky, who was a special team ace for the New England Patriots last year. But not only that, they also bring in two guys that could help at the tight end position. Jonnu could kind of switch in, play that running back, wide receiver, tight end role. Kind of similar how he did at Tennessee. Because Jonnu many times took snaps from the backfield at Tennessee. Hunter Henry is more of your typical blocking, receiving tight end. They improved the offensive line tremendously with the bringing in of Trent Brown. Isaiah Wynn's a stud. Shaq Mason's a stud. David Andrews is a stud. And Onwani is starting to build his way up as well. So the Patriots offense is looking real good in the coming future. You pair Mac Jones where Cam Newton is after this season, I think you got a good 10-win team. This is a really good squad on offense. Defense, though, is where we're really starting to get somewhere. And here is why. First, you have a kind of rebuilding defensive line, paired with Henry Anderson, Davian Godcock. How do you say that? Anyway, doesn't matter because he's going to get taken over by huge Christian Barmore, the big nose tackle out of Alabama, who's really going to help and improve this New England defensive front. You remember what happened last time New England had a big, versatile nose tackle up front? His name was Vince Wilfork, and he's one of the greatest defensive tackles of all time. Yeah, you see what Bill Belichick can do with a guy about 350, 375? Yeah, see what he can do with Christian Barmore. Next, they signed Matt Judon from the Ravens. They drafted Josh Uche last year. They drafted Bentley. They drafted Anthony Jennings. They drafted Cameron Musgrove. They have a consistent linebacking core. Not only that, they also re-signed Kyle Van Noy. Brought Kyle Van Noy back. They re-signed Chase Wavick. They're getting one of their all-time great middle linebackers in Dante Hightower back. And not only that, Deontay Hightower has been teaching during his time off Anthony Jennings to eventually, once Deontay retires after this next year, Anthony can slip in to play that inside linebacker role. And that's exactly what Bill Belichick wanted. Not only that, you have a stud cornerback core with J.C. Jackson, Stephon Gilmore, Jonathan Jones, Jalen Mills, Michael Jackson Sr., and as well as D. Virgin. Arian Phillips, Kyle Duggar, and Devin McCourty make up the safety core, along with Jalen Mills, who we've known through his career with Philadelphia, has been able to play versatile roles as both a safety and a corner. So overall, what I'm seeing from New England is they have really good chance to get a couple of wins this season in very important situations. Okay, here we go. New England, right here. This is what I think is going to happen. They open up the game against Miami. I think Cam Newton, Miami's got a bewildered defense. I mean, a defense that is maybe a step down this year, maybe not, depending on what you say. But I think Miami squeaks that one out. I think they then go and they get a W against the Jets. So they start off 1-1. They then take an L to New Orleans and Tampa Bay back-to-back, 2 losses to NFC South opponents. They then go on a little bit of a winning streak. They get a win against Houston, a win against Dallas, and a win against New York. So they sweep New York on the year. Bill Belichick, over his history, has done well against rookie quarterbacks. New York Jets, having Zach Wilson, of course, going to be the starter. You've got to think that he's going to do well against them as well. This is where I think it might be different. Right now, the Patriots are a combined record of 5-3. I think they drop one to the Los Angeles Chargers at Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium. They then come back, get a win against New Orleans, get a win against Cleveland. They then go play Atlanta. I think they beat Atlanta. Tennessee catches them in week 2 at New England, which could be a rough game for us, depending on how things play out for both teams by then. They don't beat Buffalo. They drop one to Indy. They don't beat Buffalo. I'm giving the second one to Buffalo. And then they finish off the seasons with 2 back-to-back W's to end off a 3-game winning streak, which knocks the New England Patriots into the playoffs at a 10-7 record, 10-win team. It's a really good squad. Could need some improvements. That's with Cam Newton, by the way. They go 10-7. Next year with Mac Jones, I feel like they can keep that. And maybe on in the future, Mac can bring it home. Now, guys, overall, I think the New England Patriots are primed for a really good season this year. You got to think, Cam almost made the playoffs. Even though he had a kind of a bad year, he led the league in touchdowns rushing by a quarterback. Not only that, he had no OTAs or preseason or training at all with the team because of COVID. This year, he has that. He has a year back in the NFL under his belt. Give Cam the chance to prove that he can still start in the elite level for one more year in New England. I think he gets that. I think Cam Newton is a prime candidate for Comeback Player of the Year. I will see you guys in the next video. This has been your podcast, signing out. Bye, guys.